Oops, okay. I'll just fill people in what we just talked about, but I will send everyone the flight info that I have and either correct it and send it back. Okay, we talked travel insurance, the Nepal visa. Kate should have sent you a copy of your visa and the itinerary that we have. The itinerary may change, but just so you have a copy of that.
Oh,
Um,
on that together? Was that something she together? The itinerary? Was that
the
something?
she said she should have sent you we just have a forwarded email with your flight info. It just says the flight info from Kathmandu to Bhutan, and then she should have attached the visa. So if you didn't get that, let me know.
Robin, I did my visa for Nepal right after we talked last time. So
Mhm.
my registered visa has the wrong hotel on it. Does it really matter? Or do I need to go back in and do it again?
No,
Okay,
but
good.
they don't really pay attention. Going back to that, to the Nepal visa, I'm gonna tell you what I think happens. And again, I'm just going to kind of qualify this by saying that I haven't been there in 5 years. It may have changed, but so when you first walk in, there's like a very chaotic, like, filling out forms and everything. And then you go to this desk, then they give you a piece of paper, and then they make you, hey, go to another desk, and then you pay, and then you come back, and then they say, here's your visa. If you filled out that visa, what it's supposed to do, since you weren't able, I don't know, I wasn't able to actually pay, right? You weren't able to pay.
No.
So what that
I
first
think they
part
did
does,
pay, that they
you
did.
did? It lets
Well,
you
see,
pay?
it was said it was processing on my credit card, and they asked me if it was fraud.
Wow. When did you do it?
Just a couple days ago. So
Okay, because when I did it a while ago, they wouldn't let me pay. So if you did it that way, like I did, and it sounds like Sandra did, then it gets rid of that first part of, the first chaotic part, but then you have to go to the second part with the form that you've got from them and pay them and then get the visa. So like it's a 3-step, and just doing it online gets the first step. I may try again because when I did it early on, they wouldn't let you pay online. So it went on your credit card, Laura, huh? Okay.
Do you think, Robin, we can go back into that website and pull up our record and pay for it?
I think so, but if you want, I can try and then let you know.
Okay.
and it said I would get it like 14 days before the trip. Is that what yours? Mine said they would send it like
Huh.
so many
I mean,
days.
I got something already,
Mhm.
like,
That,
Yeah,
that,
I
the
got a
thing that Sandra
confirmation,
has. Yeah.
but I didn't get they said they were sending it like so many days. So
huh. All right. Well,
What
in
do you
any,
mean? What does that mean? Is that an email sending or on a mail? What does
wait,
that
say
mean?
that again.
What does that mean they're sending it? Is that by email?
yes, by email.
Okay, and also when you went online to do that, is that like a quick exercise or is that time consuming? I haven't
No,
done.
I think it was like the
Yeah,
government.
it's pretty quick as long as you need a copy of a photocopy, and so that you have that ready. The first time I went in, and I was just checking everything out, of course, I didn't have that. So,
Of,
so you need what?
of your passport or what?
You need like similar to what you sent me for the passport photo for Bhutan. When you're filling out the form, they ask for a picture.
And my
You know,
passport too, they asked for.
yeah, and
Mhm,
your
yeah.
passport.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So yeah, I'll go in and see, you know, if they'll change or how that'll work. But if they do 14 days, we're getting a little close for that. But actually, I keep thinking it's longer, but I'm leaving on Saturday because I'm having overnight in Delhi. So by the time it may make it in time. All right. What else is on my thing? I'm gonna go to some of your questions. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to Nepal. Um, so once you do all the visa and you get your luggage and then you like walk outside, as if all of you who've done international travel probably know that people swarm you to like give you a ride and everything like that. So, there is like there'll be a lot of, different people looking for people right outside the door. There's a street and then there's like an awning where all the hotel drivers pick people up. So if you cross the street and walk over there, I told our guys to wait over there and I told him to stay to like the left. So if you're facing the street, like look to the left, and they will have uh, a logo, the Steppin' Out logo, and I told them to put your name, or they may just say Steppin' Out. So uh, that, and then your packet does have um, the phone numbers, and actually I'll send when I add you into all of you into the WhatsApp, I'll put there's two drivers. We're not sure which ones will be picking up who at what time. So I'll put both of them in, but the airport, if you can't find them or whatever, the airport has Wi-Fi. Everyone uses WhatsApp. So you can WhatsApp and say, I was out there, I couldn't find you, blah, blah, blah. And then and they'll tell you where to meet them. So I'm just looking. So Sandra, you'll be alone. Rebecca, you're arriving just like a half hour earlier than Laura and me. So you'll just wait for us. You're coming in at 9:20 and then Laura and I are coming in at 9:50. So we'll all meet up and then, go together outside. And then Ellen's coming Cindy and Ellen are together. Actually, looks like Cindy, Ellen, and Marilyn are together. And then Wendy whenever. Wendy, if you do come in the morning on the 9th, Lisa's coming in the morning of the 9th. So they'll probably have you guys wait for each other and then we'll bring you to meet up with the group.
What time, Lisa, do you know?
I'm supposed to arrive at 8 a.m. from Dubai.
Oh, perfect.
So since I'm doing this by myself, they are taking us to the hotel that you sent us the name of, or where are they taking me?
Yeah, they're going to take you. So you're coming in. They're going to take all of us straight to that Chahari or resort or whatever. Nothing really is planned for that day. We will have dinner, but we'll if you're on time, Sandra, we'll wait for you. If not, then you'll who knows? I'm just saying. But they'll keep track of your flight and let us know. But we'll plan on well, it'll be Donna and Amy, Rebecca, Laura, me, and then when you get there, but we'll all be there earlier in the day. And Rebecca and Laura, there are we'll probably be exhausted, because Amy and Donna will have been there. They may want to like walk around because there's some really nice hiking trails, but I doubt that we'll want to do that. Who knows? I'll probably work. I'm always catching up on something.
I
Um,
plan on sleeping through these flights, so I might be
I hope,
awake when I get there.
yeah, and
So,
it could be, but I I tried. I mean, I was just in Israel and I took sleeping pills. I did everything and didn't happen. Um, I don't, let's see. I'm gonna go through some of your questions that you sent me in advance. Um, I'm just gonna answer a quick one that Wendy asked about binoculars, which we do not need. Um, so I'm getting a couple of people asking me about how cold it is going to be. Okay. I am a person who's always cold, so I'm going to say it gets pretty cold, but a lot, the days are going to be actually really great for hiking and everything. I mean, it probably will be this time of year, it's very clear skies, and so it'll probably be sunny and probably in the mid to high 60s. And so, most of the hiking, if you get a little higher into the mountains, um, it may get a little chillier, but you also may be hotter. I just layer with, a little t-shirt, then a little, a long sleeve something, and then maybe a little jacket or whatever with. Definitely bring a waterproof slash rain wind jacket. Because the whitewater rafting, while it's not this time of year, it's not going to be big waves or what is it called? Is it waves? I
Rapids?
rapids,
rapids.
yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so the rapids are a little calmer. It's going to be more, like fun floating, but I still want to do it because it's kind of cool to be saying that you're in, floating through the Himalaya, the water's coming from the Himalayas. Um, so, but you probably want, it is going to be, a little, while it's calmer, it probably will be a little chillier in the ear. So, having a jacket or something, a rain jacket over you will probably be good. And then something on your legs that is quick drying and so that it will dry. And we can always find a place to change or whatever if we want. But in terms of the nights in Boomtong, um, will be chilly, and that's also where the festival is, which sometimes the festival doesn't the dancing, the famous naked man dance doesn't start until midnight, may even be later. So it gets pretty cold. So, and then the other time that it will be pretty cold is when we're camping. We're all, I think we're 13,000 feet.
Pretty cold. 30, 40, 20.
Exactly what was that? Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say probably like 30.
Okay.
Wow.
And I feel like that's what it felt like to me. I don't know if I have a number, but it probably
And is
wasn't.
Nepal going to be similar to that?
No, Nepal will be warmer.
Okay.
Wait, so is that's like
Sorry,
a
go ahead.
jacket then, right? That's like a down winter jacket, right?
So what I had, I mean, layering is good. I had the first year I did not, I felt like I was not as prepared. The second time I went, I I have a very thin down coat that I can wrap, smush into like a pillow that I use on the plane. So, and that was perfect. So you don't need you don't need ski clothes or anything like that. I mean, the one thing is that at night when it's cold, we're also not moving. So it's, we don't have that, opportunity to warm up or whatever like you do during the day. So,
Boom
So
Tong,
gloves and hat.
yeah.
yes,
Boom
yeah,
Tong says 29 to 30s at night and 46 to low 50s during the day.
Oh, that's pretty cold.
That's
yeah.
pretty cold.
So,
Oh my God.
I would definitely, have, if you're, with pants, I love the convertible, the pants that go into shorts, but, maybe in the evening, putting like a layer under that of, like a stocking type, whatever, long underwear type thing to have when when we're camping, the beds have great, blankets and they give you a hot water bottle and when you're sleeping, you're fine. If we're out and about, then, you want to probably have something a little warmer. And I think like Sandra said, you know, hats and gloves make the difference because that's where you lose the heat, etc. So, but
Hey, Robin, can I ask a question about the festival? So that's the one where they want us to wear traditional attire. And how warm is
yes.
that?
Okay, you don't need, I mean, what I would say is we would do the traditional attire during the day. Um, we come back, um, so the day is there's big circle dancing and the costumes and all that. And then we'll come back at night and kind of find a place to be for their festival. They have a ring of fire that everyone, I will say everyone except I advise not our group, but people run through this ring of fire. People in the group have done it. But the people, it's some ceremonial piece that's amazing to watch, but they also are very intense. So if they are getting through it, they don't care who they're knocking over to get through it. So they do that, and then there is the dancing festival. And it's just a bizarre, crazy thing that is just something that I'm excited to share with you. But yeah, so you're not wearing the clothes. You can, people did, but I actually thought that was chilly. So,
Take it.
I have, uh, and we wore our traditional clothing, whenever we were kind of not hiking and just walking around and stuff, just, everyone kind of, they do appreciate that. It's not, like when you go to Africa and you see the Maasai people wearing their clothes and everyone else in the town is wearing regular clothes. I mean, everyone really does wear the traditional clothes. It's not so you don't see too many people not in their traditional clothes.
And it sounds silly, but like we can wear like sneakers or hiking boots or something with that. We don't need to
Oh, yeah.
bring no nice shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't owned nice shoes since COVID, so that's a good thing. Okay.
So
Wait, what
with
about
the rafting, do we need to bring like Keens or water shoes for the rafting part?
Shoes that you don't mind getting wet. So
Do
whatever
they have
that
to be secure to your feet, or can you take like Crocs?
you can take, I mean, from what uh from what we did and them now telling me that it's even, lower, I would say
Mhm.
the trucks are fine. I would probably take um like a pair of gym shoes because again the water is going to be cold and then that's me. Like I don't like cold on my feet. So that's a little more protection, and then I'll wear my hiking boots after or and
Can,
before and
can we wear our hiking boots? I'm not bringing tennis shoes.
um
They
yeah, but if they get wet, then you have wet shoes all day. So I would, if you're not, I would then bring some type of, water type shoe.
Are they is that going to be cold? Because that's a kind of a gets your feet wet water shoe. Am I
Amazon
get,
sells wetsuit socks for
I
not
have
Oh,
those.
that's right. That's what we
And
had
I'm
in
just going to wear those
science.
with Crocs because Crocs are lighter weight than putting Keens or some other type of water shoe in my in
Yeah,
my
that's a great
suitcase.
idea.
Hmm,
Uh,
okay.
What about for clothes? Can we just bring like jeans and like leggings, like the Lululemon legging type thing, or do we need more?
I wouldn't real I mean if you're comfortable in jeans, but I don't really I think that you want more of like the Lululemon and the hiking pants than jeans or whatever. So just I don't know. I personally don't like hiking in jeans. I feel confined, but I just like more loose or whatever. But if that's what you're used to hiking in, then that's fine.
Okay, well, like, so we would do the hiking and the leggings, and then if we're just going around like in the town or whatever, could we wear jeans? Is that
Yeah.
okay? Okay,
Mhm.
all right.
Yeah. And
Cool.
yeah, so I would say, you can definitely have like a pair of jeans with you for like, our days are pretty full. We don't have a lot of, maybe in the cities there are places to go at night. Most of the nights and once we get into more of the rural area, most of the nights are kind of hanging around, and the table talking or whatever, because there's not too many places to really go out there. But yeah, there is like when we're in Bhutan and when we're in Thimphu, um, there definitely are. I mean, not Bhutan, in
Do
Paro.
we need to bring a flashlight? Did you say that? Did I mix that?
Yes, you should have that for the camping. I mean, like a headlamp. You can get one, you can get Jeff's.
Okay.
My
Our,
friends just got stuck in Cuba. They got an emergency flight out, but they didn't have flashlights with them. So
oh,
yes,
wow.
always travel with the flashlight
Never left
Yeah,
home without
and
it.
a battery charger.
Yes.
right. Yeah, our friend is selling on Amazon. He has an Amazon store and he's selling the headlamps. So I was pushing that. Uh, um, let's see. Let me go through my other questions that I received. Okay, Lisa asked about typical meals. Um, it's a lot of, so they do a lot of vegetables, a lot of, so, they'll have a mushroom dish, kind of carrot dish, so there's lots of vegetables. And they don't eat chicken, but they know that we do. So they may have a chicken or something similar, or a fish or something like in a like a different pot or something. I mean, like they have everything separate. And then, there'll be some type of a protein, that they have, if not, and they always have the lentils, and stuff like that. So, their vegetables and everything, are they're very fresh. As I think I said before, they don't export anything, like for sale, but all the farmers, yeah, it's like they grow for themselves. So everything is just picked right there and that's what, you have. So it's tasty. It's a little, if anyone's worried about being like too spicy or hot, don't because they actually the Bhutanese eat extremely hot food. And they, I mean, if you go, when you'll see when you're traveling through, every house is doing dried red, they're drying the red peppers, but they know that, most foreigners' stomach can't, handle that. So I think they went on the extreme that when they serve their foreign guests, they don't, I mean, I like a little bit of more spice. So I found it, sometimes, even though very tasty, it was more on the blander side in the sense of, the fresh vegetables that didn't have like, any type of, once in a while there was a little thing, but the food looks like Indian. I mean, it comes prepared like Indian food, but it's not spicy at all.
How are they mainly cooked the vegetables? Like, how's the food safety with the water? And
Yeah. So yes, everything that they serve their guests is cooked. All the vegetables are cooked. You don't want to drink their water from the tap, but everyone uses filtered water anyways. Like, when you are in the rural areas, the people in their homes won't use filtered water, but everyone who is somehow associated with foreigners will have and use filtered water.
did you take a Camelback, or will we have like enough bottled water? Like, what do you think?
So we'll always have water in the van, and we'll always be filling it. So I do remember being a little upset because they're a carbon negative country, but they had these single plastic bottles that really bothered me. It's like, because I felt that was a waste, but they, we'll have lots of those and we'll use those. And when we're in the restaurant, I mean, in our hotels, they'll have filtered water that we can fill.
Yeah,
camel.
I just didn't know how long the hikes are. Like, when we went to Utah, like, we were out and it was very hot and we had the Camelbacks. If you think to fill up.
I'm a backpack water camelback type of person because I don't, yeah. I mean, I like bigger than that.
I have two sizes of this. Yeah.
But
I always hike with a Camelback, so I'm bringing a Camelback. It just is
me too.
easier for me. I can fill a Camelback with anything.
Right. Right. I do too. And otherwise, you can put the bottles in your backpack, but
No, I'm gonna do that since my husband said I almost killed him without enough. I didn't fill up the water.
The other thing, oh yeah, go ahead.
The water filter somebody just held up. Have you used that? Who just held it? Have you
No,
used
I
that?
just got it. Is it any
Okay,
good?
it takes a long time. It's not a rapid process to use that.
Do you not recommend it?
No, I'm bringing something that looks like that, but it's kind of an emergency use type thing.
Right.
That's what I got it
It's
for.
not as fast as it looks like it should be.
Is it a
And I had
platypus quick draw? Because that's exactly what I got. And they told me it works really quickly.
I have a platypus one and it does not work quickly. I mean, I've used it a fair amount. I mean, if you're talking about doing, 8 ounces, it's fine. But if you're talking about, doing for, 20, 30 ounces, it's going to take a while to do that.
I also have chlorine tablets. If anybody needs it, I'll have chlorine.
Okay, I did kind of go through the tips and the money and tried to clarify. And
can you tell us again, please?
I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to be more exact. So this is what I think we'll do. If you're okay with it, I'm fine with it. People always say that, that it's easier just to give me like all the tip money. And then, instead of each time we're somewhere and then we hand out the tips. And so, if it's a driver who helped us or a day a day person or something like that. So I, based on what I think, I'm just going to tell you that for Nepal, if you want to do that, where's my Nepal? So for Nepal, for all the guides, the drivers, the day people or whatever, for the 6 days is 140. I think that's where I came up with. It was approximately, I'll just tell you for the people who are there less, it's approximately like $20 a day for the different tips. So, and the thing that I did not include
You're breaking up, Robin.
We can't hear you.
Now you're okay.
I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
We
Better?
got $20 a day.
Yeah, so more okay, so more or less, I think that the tips kind of came out to about $20 a day. And so in Nepal, because people are coming at different days, that's how I think that it kind of worked out like that. I said what it didn't include. So that took care of all the tips, a little donation to the women that we're going to meet and stuff like that. And what that did not include was a driver that drops you off, since I didn't know, who may be together and who not. And I would say maybe like a, $3 to $5 thing for them. And then lunches in Nepal are not included. So, if you want to put, $15 or whatever for a lunch for it, they are included on the 5th and the 6th, but not the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So dinners and breakfasts are included, but we'll be out and about. We'll find a restaurant somewhere, and then we'll just pay for what we buy and what we
Can we
order.
use American cash or a credit card in Nepal?
No. So thank you for reminding me. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, there are places, but I don't know how reliable or we should be with accepting credit cards. So I'm going to say don't rely on credit card. They do have ATM. They do have in the airport. And for the people, the guide told me for everyone who's arriving like on the 4th at the airport to get, like $100 Nepalese. And I guess everyone else kind of, that's kind of like a $20. So if you want the tips, they will take in, because most of the people who are accepting tips are used to working with, you know, foreigners, and dollars is so they will accept for tips. So you can give me the tips in US dollars, and then for like your lunch and things like that, take from the ATM like $100 out.
Can we Venmo you or do like, if we know we're going to owe you $140 for Nepal and whatever the amount for Bhutan is, can we just do that on the front end?
I thought about that, and I know that would be easier, but I think I would prefer that you give me the Nepal money in Nepal and the Bhutan money in Bhutan. I guess what we can do, I just don't know if I feel like taking all that cash with me.
Okay, that's fine. I was just thinking, but we can give it to you in American dollars and okay. Exchanging money is more math than I could do. And then how much tip money do we need for Bhutan?
One more quick question
Yeah.
before you get to that. Will I be able to exchange US dollars to Nepalese and Bhutanese money in the Delhi airport, possibly?
Well, don't do Bhutan, because my outfitter is going to bring Bhutanese money for everyone. And that's my other point that I was going to ask, what
Okay.
you want to do. Like I can tell her that we want like, if you want $100. Well, let me get there and I'll tell you. You
Okay,
may
okay.
be able to do it in for Nepal in Delhi. I don't
Okay.
know what the rate would be, if it would be better than the ATM in Nepal or not. So,
Only
so
20
for
bucks.
yeah, it's not. So, but for Bhutan, for all the drivers, I included a small donation to the orphanage or monks thing that we're going to. And what else did I include? So that was 450 for all the drivers, all the main guides, the short-term guides and whatever for the 12 days.
Was how much?
And
Was how much?
450. I'll
So
send this to
basically, we
everyone.
need to bring $600 in cash in round numbers for tips. Okay,
Right.
I can deal with that.
And then, and just to give you a sense of, what, I would say, there isn't a whole lot. I don't know if you like to buy souvenirs or not. There isn't a whole lot to buy there. And most things don't. I would say that if you were getting something expensive, then that's probably a place that would take a credit card. But because most things, most of the crafts are not, are not expensive. And so I was going to suggest, for, if you want to buy extra snacks for yourself or extra, or drinks at meals or things like that, I was going to say for Bhutan, $300 to $400 to have with you.
So this looks like $1,000 in cash you want us to bring. That's a lot of money, cash money.
I'm bringing a lot more than that, but
yeah, well, I have no issue with the amount of money. I have an issue with walking around with that much money.
Right. No, I mean, you're not, I mean, it's really, and that's why I said I prefer not to take everyone's, right? My main thing is the airports.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in
But-
Dubai for 8 hours and I just want to make sorry. I digress.
I mean, I've taken a lot more in all over the world and I haven't had problems. So
I usually travel with like 5,000 in cash. You
Yeah.
just divide it into different spots.
Yeah.
In your body.
In your
your
body, on
around your neck,
ankle,
in your
in the
body.
secret pocket in the backpack, in
In
the
the bra
carry-on. You
strap.
just divide it.
Yeah.
I never travel with that kind of cash ever.
When you go remote like this.
What?
When you go remote like this.
Yeah. So
yeah, I guess I've never been that remote. So
and well, oh, you're not. Who is in Cuba? I mean, Cuba, you can't even use anything.
My friends they're travel people.
Oh,
They got
that's who
cheap
you're saying
tickets. They went to Cuba and they texted us Friday night, to help. They didn't have enough signal to get their own plane tickets. We had to buy plane tickets, but then we had to get them to the embassy. It was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Lots of
God.
excitement.
Yeah, I mean, there you can't even, think of using, a credit
They didn't
card
have,
or anything.
there was no food, there was no electricity. I mean, luckily as tourists, they were able to pay a lot of money to get somebody to drive them places.
Yeah, it's really, it's sad what's over there.
Yeah, and they had cash with them, which is how they got away with that. They just paid a lot of money in cash. So.
Right. So I will write this all up also, so you have it, and then the people who didn't join can have that also. I think I answered all the questions that people had for me. Is there anything else that's come up?
The baseball stuff.
So the only question I had is just really concerned about all the vaccines because I've had like so much, I've had issues getting vaccines and the medication and whatnot. So I just wanted to make sure when we go to these places and we get there, is anything required?
Nothing's required.
Okay, perfect.
Nothing is required. If, do you know if you have altitude issues?
Well, that's one thing that came up. And so I assume I will have some reaction to the altitude. And with getting the Diamox, I was not able to get that.
Why not?
Apparently, they will not prescribe that to people that have an allergy to penicillin. And I guess I have that, and that's one of the ones. And I went to multiple doctors, and I can't get Diamox. So that
That's-
one,
I
right,
write
it
Diamox
contains-
all the
must
time,
be.
and I have never refused Diamox for anybody. I mean, I live in Atlanta, so we're at sea level, but I write Diamox all the time, and I've never even thought about asking about penicillin allergies.
That's
Yeah, I mean, if you're
interesting.
allergic to sulfa, that's a
Sulfa.
different story.
Sulfa is, yeah,
Sulfa.
sulfa makes much more sense.
But
I can tell you, I went to a travel clinic. They showed it to me on the thing on their sheet, and then I contacted my own doctor, and he confirmed that, and he said that's not good for you to take. It's not necessarily going to do anything to you, but we don't know. So he
Right.
said they wouldn't prescribe it to me, and he said you probably just shouldn't take that. I wanted to do a test here and just see if everything was okay, but I don't have any to take, so I don't know. And that's where that's where I end with that one.
oh, Cindy, because I went and I don't know. This is from when I was really little. I always tell them because my mom said I was allergic to penicillin, but they prescribed me Diamox, and when I went to Peru, they prescribed me Diamox. So I haven't had a
Yeah, I'm actually looking it up on one of the medical websites. I mean, I would just get it and try it in the United States first. You take it the 48 to 72 hour, like you take it 2 days before you go up, and then like the first day you're up and that's it. Alternatively, you can use ginseng. I mean, there's a whole bunch of alternative
Yeah, I was just
ones,
gonna
but
say,
at
even
that
ginger.
altitude, I would do Diamox. It depends on where you live. Do you live at sea level?
Well, I live in San Diego, so I would assume that's sea level. Yeah, and the other thing is, I mean, I can't get it. That's the thing. I went to a travel clinic and they like refused, and then I contacted my own doctor. No. So I don't know. I mean, I can.
I mean, I can bring extra, but you shouldn't have you shouldn't have an experiment in
I can ask again before we have 2 more weeks, so I can
Can
try to.
Ellen get you anything?
Yes, I mean, I can ask her. She's also a physician. I can ask her if she can, and maybe I can just test it and take it for a couple of days.
I would just take 2 doses, 12 hours apart, and see if you have any reaction other than you're thirsty and you pee a lot. Um,
Okay.
But I mean, if you can't, contact me offline and I will tell you how to do the herbal way of doing it, but it's certainly not as good. And I have cacao tea, which is what they use in Monte Picchu for people. So I think I still have it. I can bring that.
How do you have that? You're supposed to throw it out.
First of all,
and bring it in.
I'm boarded in medicine, but I'm also boarded in integrative medicine. I have all sorts of things.
Okay.
I
And
felt
I'm
like
traveling
that
with-
helped, that tea, or maybe it was psychological, but
Okay.
I
I'm traveling with Chinese medicine, so I have whole packs of herbs from my Chinese doctor. Plus
Yeah, so I mean
Diamox.
that there are Chinese. I'd
Yeah.
have to look up what the Romania probably would work from Chinese medicine, but I would have to look that up. I know that ginseng and I think rhodiola work, and then there's another one that's not coming to mind, but there are herbal things you can take.
Okay. How would I get in touch with you offline? How do I?
I can give you my phone number unless Robin's sending around all the information or my email.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Are you
can,
sending? So do you have a pen?
Yeah.
It's 678-642
Okay.
7101. And I just have to look it up. I hadn't even thought about it. I forgot. I have every drug known to man. I forgot to get Diamox. I'll put that on my list.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, and I'll text you later then.
Okay, so I'm on the East Coast. Later is bedtime now.
I'll text you, and you can follow up when you can follow up.
Okay, I'll make myself a note too. The baseball stuff.
Yes.
So I have two
So,
baseballs that are whatever the American League used once. Evidently, that's what people want.
oh, awesome. All right.
Somebody who works at a baseball team gave them to me, but what else? What are realistically are we supposed to be bringing?
Well, I have enough helmets for everyone because I got that. Um, and I may get a few other things. So I think, the other things they asked for were gloves. If anyone, I don't know if, I was kind of waiting because people actually have been, I put it out in my newsletter and stuff, and I actually have gotten people telling me, that they have things. So I've been running around picking things up. But
Can you just put a link into Amazon? I mean, I wouldn't know a baseball glove if I sat on it.
right. I mean, I don't know I was thinking of actually going, I don't know if you guys have it like Played Again Sports, which is used stuff. But I can put what they gave me into Amazon so you can see. But most of the stuff is kind of heavy and bulky out, but I think that I have the most with the helmets. But I will so I don't know if you were on when I was starting to say this, but a friend of mine who coaches a base softball team, every year they got new stuff and they never threw out the old stuff. And so he is giving me like whatever. So I don't know, I have like 40 helmets, but I don't think I'm going to take
How
them
are you
all.
getting that on the plane?
Yeah, I know that's going to be, well, Laura's going to help me because we're going to each probably take a suitcase. But now, he said he has other stuff. So maybe I'll have enough and you guys don't need to do anything. But if, they said gloves, they said, the baseballs, they also said, I guess, catcher, pads or whatever. They were, I did put it at the end of the packet, but what were some of the things that they said? But let me see what else I get, and maybe it will kind of take care of everything, or something. Yes,
I have a
Wendy.
question about luggage.
Yes.
I'm guessing I might end up checking 2 bags because I pack heavy, not clothes, stuff. Am I going to be the only person packing heavy with 2 checked bags other than your sports equipment? Is everybody else a light packer?
I'm going
I
to
try to
Seoul
be
on
like.
my way there. I may pick up a suitcase in Seoul. So
Okay. Anybody else packing heavy?
I'm definitely checking a bag, and I don't know what my carry-ons will look like.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm bringing a collapsible foam rollers because we're hiking so much. So,
what is that?
foam rollers? Physical
I can bring my
therapy.
massage gun, but it weighs a lot.
I have a foam roller and a massage ball and a yoga strap. I got all these stretchy things.
Are you bringing hiking walking sticks?
Yes.
I am.
Oh, I'm not. We need a hiking walking stick?
Do you
I
hike
was
with
just
what? Do
going.
you hike with walking? Do you hike with
No,
poles?
no.
Yeah,
But it
I don't
sounds
usually,
good.
but for the last day, there's always people selling like, just a stick if you just want. I mean, I usually don't hike with them, so I'm not bringing anything, but I probably for the last one buy something because it's more for me, it's like the steeper
I
going down is more my issue.
Yeah, I did used to do that a while back. So are we doing up and down hiking? Not on the last day, but on the other days, or are we just all level hiking?
No, it's mostly up and down type
Okay,
thing, but
I'll get it.
but for what I mean, what we talked about for you,
Hmm.
you may not have as much,
Okay.
but so
So
all
question
right.
about the hikes, to
Yes.
bring up, I think it was Sandra who brought it up, like when we're taking the medication, drinking a lot, peeing a lot, like what's the situation on the hiking trails? Like as it is, I'm one of these people who like every hour, where's there a
Me too.
bathroom? Like
Me too.
that makes me more nervous than anything else about this trip.
Oh,
Don't worry
when I
about
went,
it. You
when
just
I
gotta
went
get
to,
used to squatting.
yeah, when
That's
I went
totally
to
fine.
Peru,
As long as it's okay, we can do that. I have no
Yeah.
problem with that. Okay,
squat by a log.
awesome. That's perfect. I'm very relieved. No
I
harm
gotta tell,
intended.
I'll tell a little anecdote story. I don't know, Laura, if you even remember this, but we
I-
were in Peru. We climbed over to get away from our people because we didn't, where everyone was, we didn't want them to see us. So we climb over to this like hill or whatever. We go to we, squat, we, pull our pants down, we turn around and there's like a whole town, like right behind us who can all
This happened to me. A tour bus comes right past me where I'm squatting down.
Oh,
All right, I'm in
Yeah.
good company. Excellent.
all right, anyone else? Anything?
When I Googled the outlets, it said that Nepal has one, but Bhutan has 3 different ones. So I should just bring all of them because you don't know who is going to have what.
You don't
correct?
know which hotel's gonna do what. I can ask them
Oh, I
which,
bought one that has a one of everything. So
yeah.
So it's
Okay.
like the HC. Do you know what their
I
outlets?
have it.
I mean, I can look this up too, but
it's C.
Yeah, I mean, I know I did say like in the packet, that there was they do a couple of, they have a few different ones and you don't know the hotel is going to do either. Let's see but which
This
one?
is
I think
for India. This is
Yeah,
C
I have the same
and
one.
I think at the Apples, I bought this at the Apple store the other day when I was there because
A
it had
and
all
C.
of them in them.
That's
wait, let's
it.
see it.
Lift it up
Yeah,
higher.
that's
There you go.
It may not have it because I checked.
Yeah,
It's a
the Indian one is
World Traveler adapter kit from the Apple store.
Okay.
yeah, but not all of them go to all countries. I found that out the
Yeah.
hard way.
Right.
right.
Yeah, Nepal is the harder one to find in Bhutan because it
Yeah.
like with it, they have specific ones just for India because it's
Yeah.
not included in the world travel. So
Right.
double check what the letter is for each outlet.
We're
So
double
yeah,
check.
Bhutan is C, D, and G,
Right.
and Nepal is C, D, and M. So
DM? I've never even seen an M.
Yeah.
CDM and CDG.
mhm.
Where did you get the septics one?
Amazon.
Amazon.
CDM?
Cheap,
Oh,
cheap. Yeah.
oh, I like that. Cool. Thank you.
And that one works for India. So does it work for Bhutan and
It was the
Ah.
2 that Robin recommended, and it has USB A and C
okay.
also. Plus, I have block bricks and cables galore.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have every kind of brick and cable known to mankind with me.
No
You're
wonder
gonna have
you
the
have a
heavy
lot of
luggage.
Yeah, I'm going to have heavy luggage.
Okay.
All
Fun.
right.
eSIM. Should we get the eSIM now for Bhutan?
I looked
You
at it
can,
and looked like it lasted for like 7 days. So you have to do that.
well, yeah, you don't want to, you can get it, you just don't have to activate it till you're there. And if you use that little code that I sent
Yeah.
you, it takes $3 off. So, but it gives you 1 gig.
So does that mean you don't have to pay for individual calls? Is that how it works? I'm not experienced at this. I've never done that before.
I know I haven't done eSIM before. I just had put the other, I think that is correct, but but you're now in Bhutan. So you can get your data, like your email and stuff on your phone.
Okay.
But I don't think if you were calling, if you were calling the US, it's like as if you were in Bhutan calling the US. So that is additional fee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like that's a long distance call.
Does
Oh,
anyone
so
else have Verizon?
I have Verizon. Have you?
So what I just
It-
upgraded my phone and I have a special it's the ultimate or something.
Yeah, I have that too. It doesn't work in Bhutan. It does in Nepal, but
Right,
not in
it
Bhutan.
does, it works in Nepal, it doesn't work in Bhutan.
Right.
So, but you can use it as if anything, but you can't get the calls, but you can use the Wi-Fi and the data, and that's how you use the WhatsApp. So it's like regular calls you won't get.
Well, you would use the WhatsApp is over Wi-Fi. If you were using
but no,
data,
and you can use that in Bhutan, but like the phone calls will work in Nepal.
So you can only call from Nepal. You can't call from Bhutan.
For some reason,
Well,
it's one of the few
you
countries that
can't-
doesn't have reciprocity with Verizon or something.
Okay.
right. You can call. It just will call. It would cost you, and we can find out how much, but it would cost you money to call straight from your phone. But if
Okay.
you have someone in particular that you want to be in
Yeah.
contact with, make sure that they have WhatsApp downloaded on their phone, and you can call.
My parents don't use a phone,
Oh.
so that's why I'd like to try and find
Yeah.
a way to call them.
But if we
Do they have
no need
Facebook
for our phone,
Messenger? Because I've called on that before.
On what?
Facebook Messenger. I call my friend in England. We do Facebook Messenger on call.
But they have to have Facebook Messenger. My parents don't use a cell phone.
Oh,
So I have AT&T and they seem to work, according to them, they will work in Bhutan. I mean, somebody will have a working phone. Of all of us,
Right.
somebody's phone will work if there's an
Okay.
And if
emergency.
we really need, if none of our phones, I mean, our phones will work. It's just that it will, with the eSIM, it will just cost, as if you were calling from Bhutan, not as if you were just be making a long distance call. So, because you're not calling, if you had the eSIM and you were using your, Bhutanese phone, calling the States would be, expensive, but it will work. It's not like you can't call. And also if we have problems, we can talk to our outfitter and just say we'll pay them back or something like that. They're very, very
Okay.
sweet and accommodating in that way. So,
Robin, can I give my parents' caregivers like Kate's number or something if God forbid that nothing can get through and something happens, like for an emergency? Like, what should I give my parents' caregivers?
well, that's why, the information like my cell phone number but you can give Kate's too. But I'm trying to think.
I mean,
I
just
mean,
in case something doesn't work or
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, I also gave you the numbers of, the outfitters. So, with their number, so,
I
but
think
if you,
it might be
What?
too complicated. It might be too complicated to give the numbers of the outfitters because it's going to be different days and we're 12 hours ahead. And I don't know if these caregivers aren't, I don't know if they're,
yeah, just give it, yeah, if they can't get through, on mine, then, because I will always
I'm
have
going to give them
my,
my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is my regular phone number, and I'm just going to tell them that they have to call me that way, but you never know.
yeah, and I'll always have mine. I won't be just, won't just be doing Wi-Fi. So, so I will always have mine available, but we can also give them Kate's and she can, always text me or whatever.
Okay. I just want to just in case.
No. I know. I actually, now that you're reminding me, I have to do my caregivers. So, all right, I need to run to the airport, so I'm gonna say goodbye, but certainly if something comes up, just let me know, all right?
Robin,
And,
just want to
thank
make
you.
sure
see you soon.
I gave Kate a new phone number for me. My old phone number no longer works. So when you're doing the WhatsApp, please just make sure you have my new one.
Okay, thank you, because yeah, I probably would have just gone into my phone and
Right.
not, okay.
Right. I
Good.
can
All
text
right.
it to you if you want, or I'll send it to you
All right.
separately. Right.
Do that.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Can't wait to see
Thanks.
I'll see you
everybody.
soon.
Bye.
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 Yep.